call it that, particularized dream time. There's a lot of little particles like things in this, so that's why I called it that part. And then the dream time because David said he thought it looked like one of their kind of works. So yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you for that. I really do appreciate that.
Acknowledgments, along with a lot of other folks that I acknowledge that you were beneficial in helping me put together my thoughts for this.
I'm humbled, folks. You don't realize I really didn't gather, and we've been doing so much living separately. We just got back together today, so you're celebrating a coming up of us getting back together. So you have that humbled my heart to have a human on the planet put my name in writing. I didn't do it myself, okay? So as independent authors and fellow Amazonians and IMDb Pro people, and just coming into, I mean, we know a lot of people, okay? Don't get us wrong, but it's so flattering to be, it's humbling. What does one say? We're doing a radio show, but this one's like none other. This is just mine and Bill's, and we haven't talked for a couple of years, I guess. Bill, how long has it been?
It's been a while. Been longer than it should be.
Well, I've been here 2 years, so we haven't talked for 2 years.
Wow.
We may have seen each other's picture on Facebook, but physically, folks, you can do it yourself. Go back and look at the last time Bill and I did a radio show together. That's probably the last time we talked. So it's very humbling. So how long has the Opened Walk been out?
Actually,
do you know?
Last year was when I first. Let me look at the copyright. I think the copyright is 2017. I believe it was in the fall of last year. Yeah.
Well, we may have spoke briefly on Facebook about that, but we didn't really talk. So I usually remember people's voices, to be honest. But it was so nice to meet Bill. I understand you've lost a lot of weight since I saw you. You had lost a lot of weight when I was there. So what's your weight these days? Because you're like 6'3", are you not, or 6'4"?
6'2". Actually, it's been a while since I've stepped on those scales. My weight's been fluctuating. I lost some more weight after we saw each other, and then I gained a little back, and now I've kind of stabilized, but, I do need to lose a little more. It's always one of those things you kind of struggle with sometimes. But
I go up and down too. People that are tall can do that. We're large people and large boned, and so when we lose weight, it's a real shocker. But I mean, you lost at least 100 pounds, didn't you?
Around 70 or so.
More or less.
Yeah, it wasn't quite 100. But yeah, I need to lose the rest of that. If I could, make that total 100, then I think I'd be in real good shape.
Well, don't you love it when you're tall and people say, you're not fat? You're not fat, right? You're not big. It's like, well, we're tall people is what they say. But yeah, folks, we're the larger walking around humanoid species. But we have loving hearts, and we're very kind, and we hope you get to know us and want to be our friends. We have quite a few. You'd be amazed that we just need to get back out there. So the difference is we're coming back now, and would like you to join us on the Opened Walk. And the best way to do that is go ahead on your those of you that do social network, in your Facebook or Pinterest or Internet. I'm on LinkedIn, and you can find Bill M. Tracer and Theresa J. Morris. And we will be here on Saturdays unless we can't be, but we'll do a Saturday. And we may invite people to join us in the last hour. So let me see who this is. 804, hi. You're live and on the air. Do you know us?
I think I know you. Do you know my voice?
Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. and it ties in synchronistically with what Bill was talking about. Yes, it's amazing. I hope that he will go on a Twitter page and make a note of what I'm looking to get out in a time-sensitive way so people will see his book. But I'm looking to have December 12th proclaimed I Love America Day.
Really? Well,
yes,
why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, folks? This is Old Homes
Week here. I'll do it in a way where people can see this post, and I'll also give you a huge website that has all kinds of documents that you weren't even aware of, Theresa, about me. So,
okay. Awesome. Well, Bill,
my name
go
is,
ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, it's Hugh, H-U-G-H. The last name, Charleston. Charleston is T like Tom, R-A-U-L-S-E-N like Nancy, and then just put Twitter after that. And that will bring you to a page on the Internet that will provide information related to I Love America Day. And actually, it's between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I chose the date December 12th to have people be reflective between the big holidays on just who they are and take personal responsibility and with respect come into the communities and bring forth solutions to stop fighting with each other and just understand nobody ever wins an argument, but if you have the kind of solutions that can benefit people, the people you are arguing with might see a whole new way of doing things. So then I hope it will go global eventually, but December 12th is also the 80th birthday of singer Connie Francis, who has a big heart for veterans.
Her.
Yeah, big heart for veterans and the mentally ill. And she also grew up in New Jersey, where another famous singer was born on December 12th, a couple of years younger than Connie, and they both performed together at one point. And that singer is Dionne Warwick. You can check that on Wikipedia.
Yes. Oh, so wow. Bill, do you remember Hugh?
I'm sorry?
I believe so, yes. You were on some shows with us.
Right. And then, too, at one point, Connie Francis was engaged to my father's corporate attorney. There is a letter when you click on the link on the Twitter page that will bring you to this big website. And if you scroll down and read the letter to Honorable Whitman, there are hyperlinks in there that you can pull up Connie Francis information. And one of them is a beautiful rendition of her singing God Bless America with a little girl with her hand over her heart looking up at the American flag. I want that really to get out there for people to see, because it's time that America truly start uniting and be the beacon for the rest of the world with freedom, liberty, and justice for all. But it's being compromised, but there's enough of us coming together, and I think that's what's happening here tonight, again, synchronistically. And one last thing, if you Google 3 words, this will bring you to a page on a big website. Theresa will get a kick out of this page. Google Traulsen, Traulsen, to put the word and, A-N-D, and then Trump, Trump. At the top of the page is actually a letter from President Trump to me, acknowledging me as a veteran, and then you'll see some very interesting text and documents on that page, including information about my mother, who was a supermodel. There's a picture of a poster that's in the Library of Congress where she posed for wave recruitment posters during the Second World War. And then you'll be able to look over all the other pages on that big website, too. So I thank you for bringing me on, and I don't want to interrupt the flow that Bill's doing, but I just want to compliment him on the wonderful wisdom it sounds like that he's put together in that book. So I hope if he wants to give me a call, too, maybe there's ways I can help promote it with my globally recognized last name.
That's right, Hugh Traulsen, folks, a very famous man. Thanks to refrigeration, a lot of you may or may not know this, but he has a lot of history. He is a historian. He's a wonderful veteran. So thank you for your service, Hugh, and thanks for keeping the patriotic energy in our radio shows. We were hoping to do a weekly, and we did our best to help promote various veteran thoughts, and we got into the Indian thing for a while, and then we got into, we had people come in and go in and with Tommy Hawk's blood and all that. But are you doing any radio shows, Hugh, yourself?
Well, I'm the same way. I'm like the butterfly.
Yes.
I'm all over the place, and people always want to pigeonhole me, and but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to really empower the masses. I'm bringing in new strategies that will eventually transform global economics, education, politics, religion, and more, empowering women and indigenous people in the process, and also rooting out corruption at the same time. The strategies that I have are not ego-based, and they're not centralized, so the elites can't stop them. What it will be doing is bringing transparency back to where it needs to go to have them change their ways or be dealt with legally. So the Internet, I've always said, is mankind's avatar for the future. People just don't understand how to empower themselves and use these tools with wisdom and spirituality. And that's what I'm looking to stand in truth and light and show them, too, because we all have unlimited creativity. That only kicks in when you get the right kind of heart-to-God connection, and it's not about religion. I was raised Catholic. I'm not a practicing Catholic, but I do have a deep faith and resonate with Jesus Christ, who I actually asked to be my business partner, and he gave two simple things on how people should live their life that they don't pay attention to, and that's always put God first, and secondly, love your neighbor as yourself. And that, again, has nothing to do with religion, but if you can bring that into your heart, into your family, into the community, and just open your heart and invite or interact, co-create with the Creator, whoever you feel that may be, from a standpoint of love, which all the religions say is at their core. But I say unless everyone on the planet has clean water, food, and proper shelter, religions aren't yet functioning properly. And any religion that tells you to kill someone is not a religion at all. That's a total terrorist organization. So I'm looking to clean up all the abuse, too, especially the sexual abuse that continues to be covered up within the Catholic Church. It's not exclusive to churches and religion, but it needs to be addressed properly by the Catholic Church and put these pedophile priests in jail where they belong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Hugh. Folks, he is a veteran. He's an accountable veteran. He keeps up with our VA Accountability and Whistleblower Protection Act of 2017 for all of us. He keeps it in the news with Trump. And, you know, it's been a lot of things good and bad, regardless of which side of the political, I guess, they call it the aisle, and executive and judicial and legislative branch, I guess. But, you know, even's talking. But Hugh Charlson, with the name his father made famous, with the refrigeration business. But you'll see Charlson a lot of places in refrigeration and other places. But Hugh stays out there. He is what we call a mover and shaker in the business and in the newspaper radio industry prior to all this internet and radio shows. But he's been on quite a few, playing it. What was the older gentleman that was so involved with, not ABC television, the older man that you were with radio? I see his picture here, but his name's not there.
Yeah,
Hugh Charlson,
Dr. Ed Maloney.
Mystery.
Yeah,
Dr. Edward Maloney. Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's going to have a birthday December 19th. So he's...
Well, tell him we said hello. And,
I sure will.
Yes, I see you're up there with all the VAs, the veterans, Hughes Muse, whistleblower.
All those pages
Donald
are
Trump,
like books in themselves.
Yes, they are. You're up there with a very distinguished man in uniform and old libertarian.
Well, I would, because Bill is talking about synchronistically so beautifully, too. I wanted you to take a look, and when you have the time, Theresa, listen to this archive blog talk show on the media review page. I had read a couple of books, and one of the book jackets is titled KGB, The Eyes of Russia, written by a high-level CIA operative, Harry Rositsky. I don't know if your husband might have interacted with him back in those days. But anyway,
if he did, Tom would never mention it.
All right.
We did a few live shows, and you, of course, were part of those. But yes, we brought quite a few people and veteran stories out. So I'll look that up. But
I spoke
Charleston,
with Harry Rositsky after reading his book back in the early '80s.